Good morning, everyone. My name is Gabriel Jimenez, and I'm a product marketing manager at Google working across all of Southeast Asia. I want to start off by saying a big thank you to ASEC Mary Jean Pacheco and the rest of the DTI team for being such great collaborators on the MSME Caravan Mondays program. We are excited to host the seventh session of the MSME Caravan Mondays program, which is brought to you in collaboration between Grow with Google and DTI. As you might remember, last week we discussed an introduction to Google Ads by going over smart campaigns. This week, we want to do a special session that builds on that Google Ad knowledge to talk to you about how you can use Google Ads to improve your e-commerce presence and grow your e-commerce business. Today's session will be primarily led by my colleague, Jardi Adolfo, a senior account manager at the Google Philippines team and a digital marketing advocate. E-commerce is definitely very essential to many of your businesses right now that are trying to navigate the changes brought on due to COVID-19 precautions and social distancing. And I know that many of you use third-party e-commerce marketplaces like Lazada or Shopee, but I just want to set fair expectations by sharing that today's session won't focus so much on our integrations with things like Lazada or Shopee, but more so on specific Google tools. Regardless, we will make sure that there's tons of time at the end to answer questions during the Q&A functionality. Today's session is quite long and there will be a lot of information to digest. So again, really do want to encourage all of you to, if you have questions, to make sure that you leave them in the Q&A functionality, and we will either respond in writing or we will respond live at the end of the session. With that, I will let Jardi get started. Thanks so much and have a great day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the seventh session of the MSME Caravan Mondays, brought to you by Grow with Google. Today's session will be an introduction to some of the main Google tools that you can use to sell online. Now, it builds off the session that you had last week, which is the Google Ads 101 session. Today, we'll spend a lot more time talking about the other Google Ads solutions that you can use to sell your products online. Now, for today's information, this will be most relevant if you already have your own website or web store, or if you do plan to have one, where customers can buy your products online. We'll be talking about how Google Tools will help show your products online and how Google can help bring more people to your individual websites to drive sales. Okay. Now, for some of you who may not have your own e-commerce sites yet and may instead be selling your products online using e-commerce marketplaces like Shopee or Lazada, now for today's session, we will not be focusing on that. But do know that there are ways to use special Google Ads integration with Shopee seller and Lazada seller. It's just that all of those integrations are managed inside the Shopee and the Lazada accounts. So to learn more about that, we recommend that you check out the Shopee Seller Education Hub or you go to the Lazada University. Okay? Yeah. So for today's session, we'll be really focusing more on how to drive online sales through your own websites. Now back to the content. Okay. But before we go on further, let me introduce myself first. Hi everyone. My name is Jardi Adolfo, and I'm a senior partnerships lead here at Google Philippines. Two advocacies on my end. I really love digital advertising and also e-commerce. Okay. Now, just in case, for those who are thinking, will this be recorded? Yes, today's session will be recorded, and similar to the other sessions that he had, this will be stored in DTI's Facebook page and also in their YouTube channel. So, just in case you miss any information, you can watch again through those accounts in Facebook and in YouTube. And just in case you would have questions, there will be a Q&A portion at the end of our session. So feel free to leave your questions in the Q&A section, or if you don't want it there, just write it down so that you can remember it, and we'll try to answer them at the end of the session. Okay, right there. So now let's begin. Let's start by having a quick pulse check. Okay. We know that e-commerce and the way we buy things really changed, particularly in the last year with the context of the pandemic. So now let's have a quick survey for the participants in the session. What was the last item that you purchased online recently? Yeah. What's the top of mind that you can think of? Okay. And we have choices for you to look at. So food and grocery, household supplies, beauty and personal care products. Did you buy products related to entertainment? Yeah. Or a gadget to improve your home office, just in case you're working from home. Or arts and craft or school materials for kids, especially for those who have kids doing online classes. Okay, or did you buy an equipment for your health and fitness routine? So because a lot of these things now, um, we buy before offline, but we are also buying them online. So just want to have a quick check. Okay, okay, let's see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, as you can see, mm, more than ever, people are buying a wider range of items online. Things that were once purely offline purchases. So, in particular, for example, food and grocery. Before you used to go into a supermarket to buy them. Now it's slowly becoming a hybrid experience. So you may buy them offline, maybe you go to the supermarket, but once in a while you also buy online. So it's now a mix. Now, but that behavior that is happening pre-COVID. But because of the pandemic and because of the context that we have now, this has been accelerated. And this has greatly affected business. I'm sure you are all aware of this. And for business owners here in this call, I'm sure you have felt the impact of this change in behavior. Yeah. Okay. So for today's session, we will be focusing primarily on how we can help businesses drive online sales through the help of the Google tools that we have available for you. We know that it's a difficult time for a lot of businesses, and we are here to help. And in this session, we have gathered the useful resources that you can use to navigate these challenging times. Now, as communities around the world, and let's just get closer to home, just within the Philippines, um, there are a lot of concerns happening among businesses on how to cope with the pressures brought about by the pandemic. Retailers in particular of all sizes are facing the same challenges. Physical stores are closed down, and retailers are faced with tough decisions to for their businesses. So, will I close my shop? Is it safe to operate? How about the safety of my employees? How can I make sure that we are operating in a safe environment despite the pandemic? How will be my supply chain? Will there be uninterrupted flow of goods? Will there be production from the materials that I'm using for my products or for the products that I'm selling? So all of these on the side of the business, they are thinking about this while at the same time ensuring that they are creating that atmosphere of safety for their customers so that they can buy their products and um, engage their services. No? Very tough times for everyone. No? But at the same time, though it's a very challenging time, this also presents a very good opportunity for us to pivot. One thing that happened is the accelerated shift to digital commerce. Now, a lot of the people, because of the lockdown, they have turned into online commerce to buy their goods because there's really no other way for them to get these products. And retailers now see that millions of people are now doing their searches online and also buying online. So now, are we there to meet these people and be the answer for the things that are searching for? Now in Google, that's what we do. That's what we do best. We connect the right information to the right people. When somebody searches for your product, you should be there and answer their needs. And this session, hopefully, will be able to help you and your business be discoverable and be the answer your customers are looking for. Okay. Now, since we're talking about the customers, let's dive deeper into to how they are behaving. Now we see that in the course um, of the digital shift of a lot of people, we are seeing that 75% of global shoppers use Google products when they purchase something. Now, since we've been talking about the shopper or the consumer, okay, now since we've been talking more and more about the shopper or the consumer, let's dive a little bit deeper into how they are behaving given the course of the pandemic. Now we see that the shopping journey, particularly, is no longer linear. Okay, when we say it's no longer linear, gone are the days before when you'd be able to see an ad, for example, or you see a poster or a billboard, and then coming from that, you go straight to the supermarket or to the store and buy your product. Meaning, you have one trigger and then you go straight. It has become more and more non-linear. And when we say non-linear, that means you go back and forth when it comes to buying your before deciding to buy something. These days, you either see something online, maybe when you're watching YouTube, for example. Then after that, you may be asking a friend, or you ask your mom, or you ask your an expert by checking up reviews. No? And then maybe you check it again online, research more about the product, and then eventually decide on a very particular product and where to buy it, and then that's the time you buy it, whether you buy it online or offline. No, so it is becoming more and more non-linear and fragmented. And in our data, we see that 75% percent of global shoppers used a Google product in the past week to help them with their shopping. So they may be even searching something. They look at maps, for example, to see where they can buy it, or maybe they saw it in YouTube, or search actively in YouTube for relevant reviews. Now, furthermore, 82% of internet users across Asia Pacific, now more that something closer to home, have searched online for a product or services they want to buy in any given month. So you can see that a lot of the people buying online using Google tools more and more before they even decide to buy a product. Now, the question is, um, in each of these moments, how are we able to influence them? Because each of these moments in their journey is a window into what your customers are caring about. And for today's session, we will be able to help you with the tools to make your products, number one, be more discoverable, so that when they are searching for you, you are there and you're the first one that they see. And number two, how can we leverage on Google tools and the Google ecosystem to acquire new customers? And in both cases, being discoverable and acquiring new customers, both will help your business drive online sales. Okay, all good? Yeah, okay, now let's begin with the first part about being discoverable. So the first test that you want to do, so not really a test, but more of a reflection. If you haven't done this, you can do this while we are in this session. Go into Google, in the Google search page, and type in your product. Is your product or your brand, appearing on the first page of the Google search result? Okay. Yeah. So a very quick check uh, on how discoverable your product is. Okay. Yeah. So just answer yes or no in the chat box. Uh-huh. There. Okay. Let's give it a little bit more time. Yeah. Okay. I hope di naman naglalag when you're searching. Okay. So now this is a quick check to see if your brand is discoverable. Why? Because like in Google, some would say Google would have all of the answers. Actually, we don't have all of the answers. But what we do is that we collect all of the worth information and we organize it so that we provide the most relevant answer to your question. Now, ideally, when somebody types there in the Google search pane, um, and more often as is search tool, they are searching for something. And if somebody is searching for your product or something similar to your product, you want to be there and anticipate and intercept them. Yeah. Now, with the billions of searches that we have in Google, um, one thing that businesses would need to do is to strengthen their presence online by being part of at least the organic results. Meaning, if in the search result you see there a shopping pane, which I will be discussing later in the session, the first few layers, the first layers there of the search text result will be your paid search ads. No? But right below it will be your organic search ads. So you want to strengthen your presence there. But at the same time, for you to be noticed, you want to be at the top. So I always use this analogy when we discuss about the search result and how you can activate that and leverage it for your brand. Imagine when you go into a supermarket or say when you go shopping in general, you have a shelf in the store. And when a shopper goes in the store, so let's for example, let's use supermarket. When I go in a store and when I go into an aisle, I see the products there. If I am already looking, let's say, for a very specific product, I know already where to go. And from there, I will look for my product. Now, but ideally, when you are there and you're browsing the shelf, the one that you notice most is the one that's within your eye level because it's in your line of sight. It's very easy to see there the product that you're looking for, especially if they're there. But what happens if that product or your product is not there and people are looking for you? More often than not, somebody is occupying that space. Another brand is occupying that space. And that is already a risk of that shopper shifting to that brand just because you're not there. Or let's say you may be there in the supermarket, but instead of being in the eye level, you are some placed somewhere, somewhere below, somewhere in the lower part of the shelf, or you're placed in a dark corner of the aisle. Yeah. And you're not really there in the spotlight. So again, it lessens the chances of your product being seen. Now imagine that and convert that to digital. The digital version of that shelf is the Google search results page. And in that version, in that analogy that we have, the eye level, that eye level is the first part of your Google search results page. It's the topmost part. And in that part, we will be discussing the two formats that's available for you to own that space. We have the shopping format, which we'll be discussing later on, and also the paid search ads formats that we will also be discussing. Okay. Now for today, I will dive in a little bit more into search first, and then go into shopping a little bit later on. Okay. Okay, so now I'll be sharing a short video that can show you how to create and leverage more on the Google search text ad format. Okay, so let's all watch the video.
To effectively reach customers through Google Ads, your ad should be informative, relevant, and engaging. Think of your ad like a store window. It gives customers an idea of what you offer, so they can decide if they want to visit yours or a competitor's store. In your search campaigns, you'll create text ads. A text ad includes three parts: a series of 3 headlines used to promote your product or service, a display URL to show your website address. The display URL is made up of the domain from your final URL and the text in the optional path fields. These fields are designed to help people who see your ad get a better sense of where they'll be taken when they click on it. And a description. Description fields are used to highlight details about your product or service. When writing your headlines and descriptions, keep in mind these best practices. Highlight what makes your business unique. Showcase the products, services, or offers that make you competitive. Include at least one of your keywords in your headline. Keywords in your ad text show your ad's relevance to what people are searching for. Avoid generic language. Instead, use a specific call to action to encourage customers to take the next step. For example, purchase now, call today, and get a free quote. Don't ask questions in your ad text. Instead, give people answers to what they're searching for. Your performance data can inform you of what headlines and descriptions work well, so that you can keep experimenting with different wording. A text ad can also show with ad extensions. This is a feature that shows extra business information, like an address, phone number, store rating, or more web page links, giving people more reasons to choose your business. There's no cost to adding ad extensions to your campaign. You'll only be charged once, whether someone clicks on your ad or an extension. Now that you know the basics of text ads, let's review 3 simple steps you can take to invite people to click on your ad and visit your website. First, adding 3 or more ads to each ad group. Second, using the optimize ad rotation setting. And third, enabling 3 or more ad extensions. Let's get started. The first step is to create 3 or more ads per ad group. Why is it important to have more than one ad per ad group? Think of all the searches that happen on Google every day. Now imagine trying to create just one ad that meets every customer's need. Creating more than one ad per ad group gives Google Ads the option to serve the best ad to each person's search. There are 2 text ad formats that use keyword targeting: expanded text ads and responsive search ads. Expanded text ads and responsive search ads appear the same way on Google search. The difference is that with responsive search ads, you provide multiple headlines and description options. Google Ads then uses a prediction model to show the most relevant combinations to match people's search terms. Expanded text ads and responsive search ads work together to help you get more clicks or conversions. Ensure that you have 2 expanded text ads and 1 responsive search ad in each ad group. The second step is to optimize your ad rotation. This setting optimizes your ads for each individual auction by using signals like keyword, search term, device, and location. The optimize setting shows ads that are expected to perform better more often than other ads within an ad group. To ensure your ad rotation is optimized, navigate to Settings on the left-hand panel in your search campaign. Scroll to Additional Settings, then select Ad Rotation. Select Optimize Prefer Best Performing Ads, and click Save. You can repeat these steps for all campaigns to ensure that all ads are optimized for ad rotation. The third step is to add 3 or more ad extensions to each ad group. Ad extensions expand your ad with additional information, giving people more reasons to choose your business. By adding more content to your ad, extensions give your ad greater visibility and prominence on the search results page. To maximize the performance of your text ads, Google Ads selects which extensions to show in response to each individual search on Google. There are several ad extensions that you can choose from based on your marketing objectives. All marketing objectives can benefit from Sitelink Extensions, Call-Out Extensions, and Structured Snippet Extensions. Sitelinks take people to specific pages on your site, your store hours, a specific product, or more. Call-Out Extensions let you include additional text so you can show more detailed information about your business, products, and services. And Structured Snippets highlight specific aspects of your products and services. Navigate to the Ads and Extensions tab on the left panel of your Google Ads account. Then select Extensions at the top of the page. Click the blue plus button to select the extension you'd like to add. Choose the extension you'd like to add from the menu. Enter the relevant information for the extension. You'll see a preview of the extension as you create it. You can add these extensions to all relevant search campaigns. Click Save. To follow these 3 best practices, log into your Google Ads account to ensure that you have 1 responsive search ad and 2 expanded text ads in each ad group. Optimize ad rotation selected and ad extensions enabled.
Okay, there. So I hope that video was helpful for you to better understand how we can fully leverage on the powers of the Google search text ad format. Now, remember, as explained in the video, 3 simple steps that you can take to encourage customers to click on your ad and visit your web page. So, first is to create 3 or more ads per ad group. There. Number 2, optimize your ad rotation. And lastly, make sure that you add in 3 or more ad extensions. There. Okay. So 3 simple steps. These are the best practices so that you can create your business presence online. Okay. Now that we're done with that, now let's now move on to the second part, which is how else can we reach more shoppers, reach more potential customers, those that are more likely also to buy from your website and drive more online sales. Okay, so the next part would be all about shopping campaigns and how to reach new potential customers who are in the market for products like yours. How are we gonna reach new potential customers who are in the market for products like yours? So when we say in the market, this means those people who are already willing to buy or they already have the intent to buy. So let's say I want to buy shoes. So we would say I am in the market for shoes. Now we would like to have our products be seen by those people or that's looking for shoes or who may be looking for something similar like shoes, maybe footwear or those that are into sports. Yeah. Okay. So there's a format that we can use for that, and that is the shopping ads format. Okay. Shopping ads are those that you see in the Google search result that contains pictures with price and the description together with the business name at the bottom. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Shopping ads are the type of Google Ads format that allow you to number one put a photo of your product in that space. It will also include the name and description of your product, the price, as well as your business name. So this is the first one that actually appears in the topmost part after your search query in the Google results page. So it's a prime spot because this is one of the first things that will be seen whenever somebody searches for for your product or they put in a query that is very closely related to the product that you're selling. Okay. But do note the difference between a search text ad and a shopping ad. Aside from the fact that shopping ads are more visual compared to search text ads, which are primarily text. Now, one of the main differences is that a search text ad talks about your business, yeah? But a shopping ad would focus more on a very specific product. Okay, so the two formats are not alternatives of each other, or they're not substitute. Meaning, if I already have a search ad, di na ako mag-shopping. Or pag may shopping ad na ako, di na ako mag-search text ad. Ideally, both of them should be present and use them as a complement of each other. Why? Because if we go back to the analogy that I used earlier on the shelf, yeah, and we're talking about the eye level. In the Google search page result, The version of eye level would be the first part, the topmost part of that results page. And as shared, you'll see the shopping ad on top, and right below it will be your paid search ads. Now, if your search ad and your shopping ad appear at the same time, that is the ideal scenario because you are owning this prime real estate and making your product and business be discoverable and reaching the right audience for your product. Okay? Yeah. Okay. And where do shopping ads appear? Aside from appearing in the search results page, we can utilize a version of the shopping ads format, which is the smart shopping ad format. By utilizing the smart shopping ad format, you'll be able to appear not only in the Google search results page, which is already on the uh, top ad location, you will also be able to appear in YouTube and in Google Images. Yeah, so if you may be noticing when you're watching in YouTube, you would as you're browsing related videos, you may be seeing some images of products there. Those are shopping ads, and that is through the use of smart shopping ads. I will share more of that later. Other than that, your shopping ads will also appear in the shopping pane, which is in the upper part tab of your search result. If you select that shopping tab, you'll be able to see that as well. Or you will also appear in the Google Display Network. So this is a network of the publisher partners that we have in Google. So maybe you're reading an article and you see there a banner ad, your shopping ad can also appear there. And also, your shopping ad will appear in the discovery feeds within the Google app. And if you're using an Android, when looking at the discovery pane, your products will also appear there. Okay. Now, how can smart shopping help you? Primarily with two things. Number one is managing performance because we're able to measure revenue and its impact uh, with our versus our advertising efforts. So we're able to measure return on ad spend or ROAS, as maybe some of you might know, and also it utilizes the Google ecosystem to maximize reach and going just beyond the Google search page result. Okay. Yep. And in a lot of the campaigns and the studies and experiments that we conducted, we see that smart shopping drives better results, around 30% better as compared to other shopping formats. Okay? And this is primarily because of the scale that we're able to reach by utilizing smart shopping. Because smart shopping utilizes the standard shopping campaigns, which presents your product to people who are already in market or already willing to buy and show them in the search results page. And at the same time, it uses display remarketing campaigns and presents your ads to those audiences that already visited your page, for example, or already browsed through your website, and present them again and encourages them to go back and pushes them a little bit more to purchase. Okay, and in both cases, smart shopping utilizes the suite of automated solutions and machine learning that we have in Google. So you have the best of Google working for your campaign to optimize its ads, to make sure that we are serving the right ad to the right person at the right time. Okay. Now let's take for example a real case, and this is from a brand that some of you may be familiar, especially for those who have kids or for those who in their childhood or maybe up until now are using this. So Lego, one of my favorite brands as well. So this is a case study in Australia, and Lego used a smart shopping campaign for to drive sales online, and it generated very encouraging results. So it resulted to a 55% increase in return on ad spend. So um, aside from that, it generated 15% more conversions of online sales, so meaning volume of purchases. The actual count of purchases grew by 15% and increased overall sales revenue by 14%. So very encouraging results by utilizing smart shopping campaigns. Okay. And so now, how do we do this? How do we enable a smart shopping campaign? So unlike in search ad, we're utilizing search text ads. Um, we create that text. We have ad extensions to drive more relevant information. Here in shopping ads, it's a little bit different because we utilize a feed. So remember, in shopping ads, we are advertising your product and not just your business. So your product will be the main source of the assets that you'll create. So the first step actually is uploading your product through the Google Merchant Center, which I will be discussing later on in this session. But basically, that's like a catalog, a digital version of your total inventory which contains your product image, your product description, as well as the price and other relevant information. Once you have that, that will become the source feed of your Google Ads campaign so that it provides shoppers with detailed information about your product before they click. Okay? Now, aside from that, when utilizing shopping ads, what we want to actually go for would be to drive maximum conversion or say maximum purchase. In this case, so your campaign objective may be to drive traffic or to drive overall sales in general or to drive profitable conversions, meaning positive return on ad spend. Okay? Now, in smart shopping campaigns, we can actually do that. Okay. Um, Also, we mentioned that smart shopping campaigns they perform better because they are not only reaching your consumers that are actively searching for your brand. They are with smart shopping campaigns. You can also do dynamic remarketing. So, in what you're seeing in the screen now, when, for example, a consumer visits your website and they started looking around, but they did not buy, or at the very least, they didn't even add to cart any item. So through dynamic remarketing, we will be able to reach them across the Google networks and present your shopping ad to them and encourage them to go back and make that purchase. Yeah. Okay. Another benefit and power of smart shopping is that we can also reach new customers across the Google ecosystem. So when we say similar audiences, we mean those that would have the same interest as that of the audiences that already purchased from us. This would enable us to find those audiences that don't know your products yet, but may have similar behavior and similar interests. So in this case, for example, let's say you have a new potential customer that you don't know yet through their profile and interest based on their behavior online, we may be able to zero in on some of them and serve them with dynamic ads across the Google network so that we bring them to your web store. Okay, so we keep on sharing about dynamic ads in general, but basically these are just what it just really means is that these are an array of products that we showcase based on the feed that you put in your merchant center and in your Google Ads campaign. Okay, so now utilizing that, we will combine that with the insights that we get for potential customers that would also benefit from your product. We base this on their activities and profile online. So this is based on the products that they're actively searching, their demographic or their profile based on their behavior, as well as the interests that they have based on the things that they're watching or the things that they're reading online. So when we combine that, it creates a very powerful combination that will make your ads more relevant and more helpful to the right people. Okay. So since we're talking a lot about machine learning and automation, it seems like everything will be controlled by the machine. So that's not the case. So there are still a lot of things that you can control of. But what really want to do here is that we utilize machine learning to help us on the things that will be a bit too tedious for us to manage. So it helps us also focus on the things that really only you can decide on. So, like for example, aligning your business goals to drive maximum profit for your business, ensuring that your products are visible, creating those messaging that you want to put in your ads or in the product description, optimizing your feed, improving your image quality, having focusing on the attributes of your product so that it's more relevant and easier to understand for those who would see it. You may also want to focus more on studying whether serving your ads in a very specific location would be more beneficial versus spreading it in a wider territory. So that's geo-targeting. So machine learning and automation will really focus more on bidding, on network placements, and how to achieve your goals through real-time optimization. So because all of these things are happening in real time, and there are a lot of signals, millions of signals, and different iterations that the machine is considering, so that it optimizes your campaign towards the goal that you set in your campaign. So this is a very good way to you to take advantage of the power of technology and use it to enable your business strategies. Okay, so before we go on further, maybe let's have a quick pause because I know I've been talking a little bit too much already. So just a quick check, no? And let's use this also as a pause for us. Let's take a quick question here. And feel free to jot in your answer in the chat box below. So smart shopping campaigns, what they do is that they simplify campaign management by automating which of the following. So letter A, targeting, letter B, ad creation, letter C, bidding, or letter D, all of the above. Okay. So for a lot of you, maybe give a winning answer. Yeah. Most of the time, pag all of the above, that's more or less the answer already. Unless it's a trick question. Yeah, okay, so the correct answer is all of the above. Yes, and that's how smart shopping would really help enable your business and your ads to perform better. Okay, for the next part of the session, I'll be focusing a little bit more on the technical requirements and the technical details of smart shopping and how to start one. Okay, so if you're all ready, let's dive into it. Okay. First off, how would I know if my business is eligible for smart shopping ads? So of course, while shopping smart shopping ads are very powerful in reaching potential customers and remarketing, it may not be fit for everyone. So there has to be a quick assessment so that you know that you're utilizing the right ad format for your business. So first off, in terms of the business requirements, this works best if you have an e-commerce site that sells a physical product. Okay, you own the site or you're utilizing a website or a web store, which would which is selling physical goods. Okay. Number two, that you're able to deliver to home or to whoever is buying it, whether through your own fleet or through a third party partner for your delivery needs. You have a secure online checkout experience, meaning when they're there, they can buy and they can pay. And they're policy compliant. Okay? This is very crucial because of the things that we need to embed within your website later on. On the technical requirements, first off is tracking, and that's why having a secure online checkout experience is crucial, because with this one, we'll be able to track audience list, meaning who goes into your website. This is through Google Analytics, and the conversion value. Um, because this is where we would need to put in tags so that we can track how they are behaving inside your web store or website, and how much they're buying and how many are they buying. So that's why in the first requirement that's a must have. Okay. And in terms of asset, you just need to have your updated feed or the digital catalog of your product, its inventory uploaded in the Google Merchant Center. Because through the Google Merchant Center, the machine will create the assets for you. Okay, moving to the next part. A little diving a little bit deeper into the technical requirements. Conversion value tracking. Okay, when you say conversion value tracking, we put in a tag or a mark when it comes to their behavior online. So through the help of conversion tracking, we will be able to see what are the products that they bought and how much was bought and what's the value. So let's say you own a certain business, let's say a fashion business, and you sell a pair of socks. So you sell them for 50 pesos each. You'll be able to see how much of that was bought and how much is the value. So how many and how much is the value. That's why conversion value tracking is critical. At the same time, once we have this in place, this will also help our machine learning to kick in and optimize towards conversion. Uh, if you recall a little bit earlier in the session, one way for us to target will be to target based on the return on ad spend. So this information would be crucial, and the conversion tracking that we put in there will be a key input for the machine to determine how much value is needed for the purchases to offset your to hit your target return ad spend, and look for the right shoppers and consumers that will give that particular conversion. Okay. Next would be for the technical requirements for active dynamic remarketing. Okay, a little bit details on this one, but as I mentioned, you can review and rewatch this video since this is recorded, and will be available in the DTI website and the YouTube channel of DTI. For this requirement for dynamic remarketing in particular, a tag needs to be installed in your website. And you should have a remarketing list of at least 100 active users associated with your account. So this is your first party data that you collect yourself to your website, and we need to have at least 100 active users in your website. Okay, this is really important because this will allow your ads to use dynamic remarketing. So those who visited but didn't purchase yet, we can serve your ad again to them when they are visiting other parts of the Google ecosystem. Okay, this is actually relatively easy to use. It just sounds a little bit complicated, but if you're using Google Analytics, you can link your analytics account and set up the tags there. Okay, so instead of other complicated ways to do this. Yeah. And then next would be creating your merchant center account. Okay, so this is very crucial, especially if you're talking about shopping campaigns, because this will be the source feed. So imagine that as a pipe. This is like your timba or your drum containing all of your products. So if let's say you are selling shoes and socks, I am looking for shoes. I'm not looking for socks. Your ad will get its info from that Google Merchant Center, which is the digital version of your catalog. Okay. Yeah. So first is you need to upload a feed. So a feed can just be like an Excel sheet or a tricks that in Google Suite that you can upload, which contains your product images, products and product descriptions, prices, and the inventory. Okay. Um, we prepared a short video on how to prepare this one. So let's all watch this.
To get started with shopping ads on Google, you want to make sure customers see the most up-to-date information about your products. Do this by creating a Google Merchant Center account. Merchant Center helps you ensure that your product data, like price, description, and availability, show up correctly to potential customers on Google. When you're ready, go to merchants.google.com and sign in with your Google account. Once you've signed in, enter and verify your business and contact information. Add the country where your business is registered as the business country. Your business display name can be your business name, your website name, or your store name. Remember, the name you enter is what shoppers will see across Google. After entering your business information, select the Shopping Ads program. Next, add details about taxes and shipping so that customers understand the exact price they'll pay for a product. Depending on where you ship your items, you'll need to follow different requirements when submitting tax information. If you need guidance determining the requirements for a specific country or state, check out Google Merchant Center Help. Now, confirm that your website and URL belong to you. Verification confirms that you're an authorized owner of your website URL and associates it with your Merchant Center account. And lastly, link your Google Merchant Center and Google Ads accounts. This allows product data to flow seamlessly between the two. If you don't have a Google Ads account, you can create one in Merchant Center. Click on the Tools icon and then Linked Accounts. Click Create Account. If you already have a Google Ads account, you can use it to set up your shopping campaign by clicking Link Your Account in the Shopping Ads Setup page. That's it! You've set up your Google Merchant Center account.
Okay, so I hope that was a quick and easy to understand video for everyone. Just in case you need to rewatch it again, don't forget to visit the DTI YouTube channel where this recording will be available. Okay, now in terms of update, we're happy to share that a couple of months ago we launched a new feature within the Google Merchant Center that allows you to upload your products directly to the Merchant Center. Because before there are other ways on how to do this. So if you only have, let's say, a few products that you want to showcase, you don't need to update them frequently, feel free to add them directly. Or there's also a bulk way to do this if you have lots and lots of products that you have. Let's say you have 1,000 products that you want to upload. Okay. Okay. So in terms of adding products directly, as shared in the video, just press the plus button here, as you can see in the screen, and you can input the information yourself. Yeah. Okay. So this is quite good if you only have a few products, so that it's relatively easier and just upload them there yourself. Okay. Now, I also want to share a very good news, an announcement from Google. So for some of you who may be following this topic online, um, there was a recent announcement from Google that you may be aware of regarding allowing businesses to sell on Google Shopping for free. So meaning you can be available there even without ads in Google Shopping. And this is really one way for us to help businesses pivot given the context of the pandemic. Okay, so what happens here really is that you'll be able to have a paid shopping ad portion and an organic shopping portion, very similar to how it is in search. Okay, so that your products will also be visible and you can also be seen by similar audiences who may be looking for the same products. Okay, but it will be part of the organic part, organic shopping results page. So again, similar to how we shared earlier, it's good to strengthen your presence in the organic results portion, but the eye level and the prime real estate really is the one on top, which is the paid search and the paid shopping ads portion. So we do encourage you to own that space so that you drive more sales to your website. Okay. That's just a little bit more detail on how to improve your shopping campaigns. Number one is feed optimization. Okay, so though the machine is doing a lot of the things here, there are some things that you can do, levers that you can pull. So you can add more products, you can optimize your titles based on the learnings that you get, meaning, let's say, um, a certain description works better, or you want to use a search term that's being used frequently so that it matches better. You can use that for your titles. You can also optimize your description so that you also include maybe the variant or the color, because people are more used to searching for colors rather than the variant name, for example, for a specific product. You can also optimize your image, make them look nicer. But do note that for shopping campaigns, we need your products to be featured in a clean white background, okay, so that it's easier for and cleaner also for our shoppers to look at them. You may also want to add recommended attributes and use custom labels. So this would also help in filtering your product, especially when you're in the shopping tab of the Google search results page. Okay, and also we'd like to share some best practices on how you can create your titles, and this is based on industry best practices. Depending on which vertical or category your product belongs to. So we have samples here for apparel, for consumable goods, hard goods, electronics, and even how to optimize your descriptions during holiday shopping festival seasons. Okay. So you have the samples here. Let's say if you're in consumer goods, for example, you have your brand, your product type, together with the attributes. So that's the formula that you will use. So for example, here, Twin Lab Super COQ10 50 milligrams 60 caps. Okay. Because why is this important? Because this will be the basis of the machine to match a certain query with your particular product. So it's very crucial that you take note of how your products are being searched, how similar audiences are searching for your product, so that you can optimize your feed and your title descriptions based on that. Okay. Now, what's an example of a high quality shopping ad? As we shared in the previous slides. So you have your image description here. Best to have a high quality image in a plain white background. Your title should include your brand, your product type, your size, and your color. All of the basic details, so that's very easy for those looking for your product to determine if this is the right product for them. Add relevant information like keywords or the landing page. This would also help in your ranking when it comes to your positioning, when it comes to your ads. Accurate pricing, including tax and shipping. And this one very particular. Shipping is now a major component for consideration, and it may be a deciding factor for a lot of shoppers. This is also coming from experience, and also ratings and reviews. This would also enable your shopper to have more confidence, especially if you have high ratings and you have a lot of reviews. That creates a sense of credibility and assurance for a lot of people, especially now that in terms of online shoppers, we are seeing an influx of new shoppers that are really new to this experience. So this would really help a lot for them to decide whether to click your ad and go to your website and actually buy your product. Okay. Another way to optimize our shopping campaigns is to adjust budget so that we can increase our scale. Now, our machine learning will factor in these changes. Like for example, if you want a lower budget, meaning you want to be shown less, but you can compensate that with better targeting so that it's more efficient. But if you want a bigger scale, you can put in more budget, and the machine will optimize so that it reaches as much people as possible. Or you can also adjust it based on your return on ad spend goal. So if you say you want to have more conversions, meaning more should say more people buying, more transactions, you can set a lower ROAS, meaning it will not be choosy. So it will serve your ad to anyone who based on their behavior and interest or their past behavior when they visit your website, those that are most likely to buy, regardless of whether they can hit a certain value that you need to set. So because you just want to drive traffic and you just want them to buy more, or you can be more efficient by ensuring that you only serve your ad to those people that will buy at a certain value. In this case, let's say you want to target those shoppers that will offset your your ad spend, for example. So you need a break-even sale, for example. because you want to prioritize more on efficiency and profitability, you can also set that. Now, the caveat though is that the machine will be a little bit more picky and choosy and only serve your ad to those people. Lower number in terms of conversion count, but better efficiency and better profitability. So it depends on the goal of your business and your campaign, and what in what particular stage you are in terms of your journey as a business. Yep. Okay. But the overall goal in all of these optimizations and all of the setups that we're doing is to create that frictionless shopping experience, especially for those who are quite new to e-commerce. It's one uh, for especially for first timers who would buy products online. It has to be very convenient and seamless. What they when they search something online, they're looking for a product, they're ready to buy, they see your product through your shopping ad, they click it, they go to your website, and they already see that same product. That creates that seamless experience and that very pleasing experience that makes them want to do it again. Okay, and Google is here to help you do that better. Okay. One last note before we go in, which is the tail end of the shopper journey. Once they actually land in your website, you want to make sure that your website responds quickly. Okay. Um, because your website now is like your digital storefront or your store, technically. Yeah. Okay. And there's one tool that we encourage to use, which is Test My Site tool, which is available in Think at the Think with Google website. We'll be showing that a little bit later. This can uh, um, this will enable you to have a quick diagnostic whether your website is loading fast enough. Yeah. So I know that in the Philippines, our internet connection may be a little bit on the slow side of things relative to other countries, but it has improved a lot through the help of our telco partners. So this tool will factor in site speed based on your type of connection. Yeah. And so we do encourage you to try this out. Okay. And to recap on what we discussed so far in the session, some key takeaways, just three things for us to remember. Number one is to drive sales online. You need to attract brand new consumers and retain the ones that you already acquired. So be discoverable for those who are looking for your brands, find similar audiences, and for those who already engage with your website, remarket to them and bring them back to drive more frequency. Number two, ensuring that your products appear online when consumers are searching online via search ads and shopping ads. Okay? You can influence their purchase decisions and ultimately increase your overall sales. Okay? Be the answer when they are searching for the solution. Okay? And lastly, make sure that you have a good web experience through the tools that we have available, such as Test My Site, because no matter how good your campaigns are, if your website will not be able to answer it or will not load fast enough, most of the time people drop off, meaning they go to another website and they go back to their search page. Okay, since they're already there, let's make sure that we keep them there. Okay. So some things also for you to look at, just in case you want to learn more about the different Google tools and solutions that we have. We do encourage you to visit Skillshop. Skillshop is an online product training center to help marketers and business owners like some of you here to get the best out of the Google tools. Yeah? So you can see the link right there below. Please do visit it. You can practice setting up and managing your Google Ads campaigns there in search, display, YouTube. And then you have also very bite-sized 5-minute interactive trainings for you to learn more about the different tools that we have for businesses. And other useful resources that's publicly available. You may access them at your own time. First, in the Grow with Google program. So you see the link there as well. And this is part of it, this session. For insights on the different categories, do visit Think with Google. It contains a lot of information, articles, and insights that you can use. It also would have tools. The Google Trends is there. Test My Site is there. So do visit it. I'm sure that you can find a lot of tools that can help your business as well in the Think with Google page. And lastly, we strongly encourage everyone to continue your learning journey with us online through the Google Primer. It's a mobile app that offers quick and easy to understand lessons to help business owners and individuals to grow their skills and reach your goals, particularly in digital. Okay, so you can download the Google Primer app today on your Play Store or App Store, just in case you're using iOS. Okay, so with that, thank you so much for your time. Again, my name is Jardi Adolfo. And for any questions, we'll be happy to answer them in the question and answer portion coming right up. Okay, thank you and stay safe.